Hey guys and welcome, my name is Jenia. In today's marathon, which is a very long video, I have combined some of my, best and liked by you the most videos, which are going to include a lot of cleaning as well as deep cleaning, a bunch of decluttering and a bunch of organizing. You're going to see some amazing transformations. This video is going to be packed with everything starting from cleaning my kitchen, organizing the pots and pans cabinet as well as miscellaneous cabinets in the kitchen, restocking and freezing some foods after a grocery shopping, of course just regular kitchen cleaning like the sink and the floors. We're going to be doing and folding some laundry, deep cleaning some upholstery with my new carpet and upholstery cleaner. We'll deep clean my laundry room including the washer and the dryer. I am a mom of some toddlers, so we will come across cleaning the walls from their marker art. We'll deep clean the windows and the tracks. We'll be organizing some of my kids' clothes as well as things such as small miscellaneous things and just regular stuff around the house. I like organizing things in general and just finding homes for them. We'll get to do a huge declutter of my hoarder room where my husband will actually build a DIY kitchen table from scratch, which also brings me to say that we will do a small room transformation where I will paint some walls and we'll make some DIY huge shelves that we will hang on the wall. I wanted to mention that none of those DIY projects are done by professionals. My husband is not a professional, neither am I. I have painted a couple of things successfully in my life, and seeing the results and crazy transformations just makes me want to keep going, meaning that you don't have to be a professional painter or a woodworker to make some amazing changes in your house and save some money. Either way, I hope you enjoy all of those things in today's marathon. Hello guys and welcome back. My name is Jenia. Today's video is going to be full of everything. I have a bunch of laundry, cleaning, organizing, decluttering, as well as unexpected or spontaneous room makeover. Most of the action today is going to be taking place in our guest room / my quiet room / the room where I throw our clean laundry before I get to fold it. So I'll be starting today's video with that laundry, and then I'll clean, organize, and declutter that disaster room, and then all of a sudden I'll decide to paint that room and then finish it with adding some massive DIY shelves to it, with of course a little help of my husband. So let me show you the before image of this disaster room, and then we'll start with folding all of the laundry in here first. The top of the white dresser is filled with a bunch of stuff that needs to be decluttered and organized. We basically need to completely transform this room today, okay? I'd like to let you know that I will also be sharing some personal updates with you today. Some of you might have noticed that I was gone for a couple of weeks all of a sudden, and I want to share that quite a shocking story with you today. And while I know that I don't have to, I just choose to. So all of this is coming up in today's video, and for those who may be new to this channel, I'd like to quickly introduce myself. Once again, my name is Jenia. Way over 10 years ago, I came from Russia to America in hopes to start a new life, but only about 4 years ago, I met my now husband. He is an American. After getting married, we got ourselves a little kitten, and then we had 2 kids, and just now recently we adopted a puppy. My daughter is 3 years old, my son is almost 2, so far there is 6 of us including the animals. I stay at home and make cleaning, organizing, and decluttering videos, and one of my favorite things about making these videos is giving you the cleaning motivation you may need. And every time I hear in the comments that you watched my video and then you got this done, you got this checked off of your to-do list, you got this organized, it makes my day. So feel free to always let me know in the comments what it is that you have on your to-do list. Is it a cleaning project, organizing project, or a huge declutter that you gotta do? How long it has been on your to-do list? And I really truly hope that you will get started sooner or later. As for me, this laundry has been waiting for me for a couple of days now. These are mostly leftovers that just never get done. A lot of times I come in here and just grab whatever clothes I need and knowing that it's somewhere in here, but the one thing I never actually get to organize is a bunch of socks that is always in here. So I myself do not have a lot of socks, and I know that if I am out of my socks, that means I am way past due on folding the laundry. But that is okay, we'll get it done in just a few minutes because we have so much more stuff to do today. And I will come back and talk to you in just a little bit.
It's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed. by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just
Dropping off some clean laundry in my son's room. I'm going to organize and declutter a little bit of his clothes while I'm there. He is the youngest in our family, and I was never quite sure what to do with the clothes that he grew out of. To be quite honest, we felt quite content with 2 kids in our family, especially my husband, but I just always had a thought to myself, what if we had a third? And although we had no such intentions, I always thought I would be pretty happy if that was to happen. And so whenever I decluttered my son's or my daughter's clothes, I never really threw everything away. I kept all of my favorite pieces from both of them, and I thought I would be giving it away to a family member, but that just never quite happened. So I stored my son's decluttered clothes that I like in his closet and my daughter's in her closet. And when it comes to their very tiny outfits when they were newborns, the ones that are my favorite, I kept in a little basket. And that is in a different room, but actually I wouldn't call it that little anymore.
It's just us two, me and you. Oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh.
If you ever feel like you have anything to say to me directly or maybe a question, you can always send me a direct message on Instagram. It is @FromJenia_with_love, just like this channel. Other than that, you can always leave me a comment here on YouTube under any of my videos in the comment section. I know I have been absent for the last couple of weeks, but I have been getting back on track.
Dancing up in the stars. Oh, where I'd rather be than with you. Oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, I just feel so lucky. Still can't believe you love me.
I'm just dropping off some microfiber cloths in my kitchen, and then all that's left is my husband's clothes. I'm gonna drop it off in our closet, and when I do that, you might notice that our closet is pretty stuffed with clothes. I have been planning for forever now, actually since last year, to declutter that entire closet. I still haven't done that declutter, but I have been planning ever since we moved into this house. That happened, I think, now about 7 months ago. There are always projects and things to do. I definitely do keep myself busy with projects and my hobbies. As a mom of toddlers, my kids take most of my time every day. However, if I don't make my free time for just myself to do the things that make my heart happy, I would not be as positive of a person in general as I consider myself to be. So that time when I fill up my cup is extremely important to me, and I make sure that I have time for it nearly every day. And so there are a lot of things, projects and to-dos that are still on the waiting list to get done in this house, and there always will be, and that is totally okay with me.
Away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out, even after all of these years. You still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out.
I think around this time I stopped cleaning the room for about 10 days. I took a break. That's about the time when I took a break off of YouTube as well. And now I am coming back here in about 10 days or so and continuing with the project. And I'll tell you what happened in those 10 days. A few days prior to this cleaning, I actually found out that I was pregnant. And although I felt like I was over the moon, that's not quite the peak of the story. It gets a bit twisted, but I also wanted at this moment just to take a minute and mention that I am definitely aware that not everybody may find a pregnancy announcement delightful at the moment. There's always somebody who may be dealing with a miscarriage or recovery, just difficulty to get pregnant in the first place. And I totally understand if you feel the need to switch off this video or maybe come back to it later as I continue with my story. So I'm gonna be quiet for just a few seconds to help you decide if you want to stay and hear the rest of it.
I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out. Far away from the city lights. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me.
In the meanwhile, I am getting closer and closer to that bunch of socks that I've been waiting to deal with for forever now. I am pretty much out of my everyday socks now, and they are all in here, so I need to just take care of it right away. After we're done with the socks, we're gonna continue cleaning up, decluttering, and organizing the room, changing the bed sheets, and all of that stuff. Some of you might be aware that for most women, the first trimester of pregnancy is kind of the hardest because you have no energy, there is morning sickness, and all of those lovely things that come with pregnancy. However, this time for me, it would be my third pregnancy, so I started experiencing a lot of pregnancy symptoms. However, this time around, they were, I would say, ×3 as strong. I had absolutely no energy. Sitting down for me was too much energy to spend. I had to lay down. Based on what I knew and experienced before, this was just extreme situation for me. Mainly the energy aspect of it. So at this point, I decided to take it easy, take a break from everything, and come back when I feel just a little bit better. However, I was still not ready to announce my pregnancy to anybody except for my husband. I am a bit superstitious and prefer to wait until the end of the first trimester. And so I issued my YouTube video and said that I was going to take a break for maybe a week or maybe two. And immediately after that, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started bleeding. This time, I would like to apologize to any of you who find it too much information, and I don't mean to get graphic, but there is no other way I can actually explain this. Most of you guys are women who are watching this channel. A lot of you also have kids, so I'm sure you'll understand. Now again, not to get too graphic, but I was not just worried about a little bit of bleeding. It was a little bit too much for me to just dismiss it. I know that a little bit during pregnancy is okay, but based on what I know in general, what I was experiencing, I thought I was miscarrying. I had my first prenatal appointment already booked about 3 days from then, and this situation happened on the weekend. I chose not to go to the emergency room, and I'm sure a lot of you would disagree, but that was my choice at the time. From everything that I was reading about miscarriage at that moment, I was sure that at the emergency room they would probably just check on me and then send me back home to let my body continue to do whatever it needs to do and start healing, and then schedule an appointment with my OBGYN and go and check out how I'm recovering. So at that moment, I decided to just keep my prenatal appointment, which was scheduled in 3 days. So I would call them, let them know what happened, and then go in and let them check on me instead. And so as those 3 very sad for me days have passed, I showed up for the appointment, of course calling them ahead of time and telling them what I was experiencing, and they said that they wanted to have a look at me. And of course they wanted to do an ultrasound just to see what exactly is happening. At that time, my husband and I were both convinced that I had miscarried. So here I am in the room with the doctor having an ultrasound, and very clearly on the screen I can see a small baby, or a fetus at the time. But the second I saw that baby move, I got really confused. At that point, the lady, the ultrasound technician, she turns around and says, "You did not have a miscarriage. That is your baby right there, and I hear a heartbeat. As a matter of fact, there is 2 of them," she said. And that is how I found out that I was going to have twins. So there you go, that's my news. There's a few more things I wanted to say regarding this topic. However, I feel like I've been talking for a while now. I'm gonna give you a break, let you enjoy the video because it is actually a cleaning video after all. And I'll talk to you more in just a little bit.
Mistakes haunt us, but do they really daunt us? Your tongue can be sharp, cut me close to the heart, but we can master the art. And the thing is that these scars are scary, but they are just small scars. We should never be afraid of them.
As you can see, I have just hung a new organizer on the outside of the door. I got 2 of those gray organizers from Walmart on sale. I think it was something like $20 for 2 of them. And so this gray organizer basically cost me about $10. In this closet, I keep my bathroom extra refills, not just mine, but for everybody. Basically, this closet has everything that I would consider either extra or small miscellaneous items, or refills like toilet paper, tissues, bathroom supplies, light bulbs, etc. It is not extremely disorganized, but as I have been putting more and more stuff in here, it actually could use some more organization at some point soon. But as of today, now with this new gray organizer on the outside of the door, I can just at least spread out the things a little bit better that were all on the inside part of the door. Also, it is not my plan to keep displaying all of my nail polish removers on the outside of the door, but this is the most practical solution for right now. When I organize the inside of that closet and bring in some more shelving, then I'll put everything on the inside and there's going to be no displaying of my things on the outside of the door.
So I just close my eyes and dream about our kids and how they're running around. Won't you come and lay down next to me? Close your eyes and we'll be free. I can't see the point of pointing fingers. Come on, let's rejoice of what will come. I have made the choice of thinking bigger. 'Cause you're all that I need. You're all that so I just close my eyes.
I cannot stand how everything always ends up on top of this dresser. It is my #1 spot because I throw the things I don't want the kids to reach on top of that dresser. I always have been just putting the markers up there as well, and so far there have been no accidents up until today. You will see that later in this video. It was heartbreaking for me. But anyways, recently I've just really been wanting to get some big shelves for this room so that I can stick things that I normally put on that dresser, as well as things that I don't want my kids to reach for. I feel like we just don't have enough shelves in this house yet. We really need to get on top of that. I've just been taking one space at a time, thinking that we have all the time in the world to live in this house. However, after finding out that I was pregnant, I feel like I already entered my nesting mode in the first trimester, and I just want shelves everywhere. I am like on steroids trying to get this house organized and just update it, upgrade it, whatever needs to get done. I want to get it done as soon as possible. Also, no matter how much I try to hide my pregnancy, at this point I'm actually fully showing. And as I have been spending a lot of time trying to learn everything about twin pregnancy, there is quite a lot I have been discovering. And the fact that I am showing so early in this pregnancy is really quite normal when you're pregnant with twins. Everything happens really fast, you start showing immediately, and also that is exactly the reason why I have been feeling so extremely low on energy at the very beginning of the pregnancy. This is actually considered to be one of the signs of being possibly pregnant with twins, when you are feeling extremely low on energy.
Wish that I knew how to go on. it's you. We were like fireworks, thought nothing could break us. But oh, how we got burned. Look at us now, we scream, we fight, and no one knows the reason. We're both getting out of line. Now say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that
As I was done cleaning this room, it really became clear to me where I wanted my big shelves. It was right on the wall between those two windows, but when it comes to the color of the walls in this room, I didn't really care for it, but it wasn't bothering me much either. But my husband really could not stand it. And so I decided that if we are going to hang a large shelves over there, and knowing that I would have to paint this room at some point, I decided, okay, I'm just going to paint this wall at least, so that we can hang my shelves. Does it make sense? So I had leftover paint from the laundry room. It's always the same paint ever since I painted my kitchen cabinets in the old house. I had this great paint leftover that I really liked, so I used it in our laundry room. As I ran out of the paint, I went and bought some more, and I decided to use the leftover right now in this room. It is by Valspar, the color is alabaster. It's a little bit off-white. As far as I heard, at least from people who know something about design, the white color is going to be #1 color for 2023 when it comes to the interior of the house. And so I am very confident to just go ahead and put this color anywhere I want to in this house. Although my daughter's room is probably gonna end up somewhat pinkish, we're probably gonna think of something else from my son's room as well. But as far as the rest of the house is concerned, I think a little bit of white is going to be my go-to color. Also, I know there'll probably be a couple of you who would be concerned about me being pregnant and painting. I was just thinking about painting this single wall at that moment. I also had the windows wide open, as you can see. I'll have my son out of the room as well. He's not gonna be in there while I'm painting. As soon as I realized that I was gonna paint more than one wall, I immediately went on Amazon and ordered myself a painting mask. I will show you the mask as well in a few moments. The mask arrived pretty fast as well. It actually arrived as soon as I had to do the second coat of paint in this room. I'm only filming the first coat, so you are not gonna see me wearing the mask and paint in this room, but trust me, I am okay. I took very many frequent breaks, especially with having 2 little toddlers in the house, and also I am not planning to paint the whole house while I'm pregnant. I will probably do some painting outside with my mask on or something, or maybe my husband is gonna have to paint things while he's off work. We'll figure something out, but I promise you I am not being careless. I started with just throwing newspapers on the floor wherever I was painting. Next time I would use a floor cover, but this time I'm just going to find some boxes, rip them apart, and use the cardboard on the floor to protect it from the paint in just a few moments. It worked fine, but as I mentioned, I wasn't exactly preparing for this project, and preparation is everything, but it turned out perfect anyways. In case you're wondering, this whole room took me about 2.5 days to complete both coats, and of course I had to buy some more paint. But like I said, I am definitely showing. It's getting harder for me to hide. I'll slow it down for you in a second so that you can see, but keep in mind this is only around week 9, maybe 10, and this is exactly why I'm gonna have to step aside from my beliefs and start telling some family members that I'm pregnant before the first trimester is over. And the plan is, on the day that this video comes out on Saturday, it is my son's birthday. He's turning 2, and our closest family show up, and we're going to tell them that I'm pregnant. As we're finishing up with the last wall in this room, I'm going to show you the mask that I got from Amazon. So I'm going to wear this painting mask as I do this second coat.
Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak.
Heading outside, I'm just going to put some natural stain on this wood that my husband got from Home Depot. Danish oil is my favorite, but I'm using this stone for the first time, which is natural, and it's basically gonna leave the lumber as it is, which I really didn't mind. I like the idea of light color in this room. And so at this point, the second coat on the walls is done. The room is ready. My husband's going to move the furniture back where it belongs, and then he's going to hang those shelves.
Oh my God, you know you're playing your cards so right. Oh, I was looking for hearts, just the dirty clubs and diamonds.
Alright, do you remember I told you about those markers that I normally just put on top of that white dresser in this room? The kids would have never reached them until my husband moved all of the furniture in the middle of the room and my daughter could stand up on the bed, get to the dresser, and get to those markers. I never really had to address the situation of drawing on the walls in the house because it never really happened before. I never really felt the need to talk to my kids about it. I don't know, just never crossed my mind. Anyways, I wanted to include a little video of an incident that took place a little bit earlier that day. I normally am very aware of what my kids are up to, exactly what they're doing, and this was probably one of the very rare times when I was actually enjoying my time downstairs, knowing that the kids were upstairs, probably in the playroom, and if not, then probably making some messes, which is okay because I'll clean it up later as long as I'm left alone for just a minute now. I was thinking that until my son showed up downstairs, and here is the little video. Look at Mama. What happened?
Did you do that, or did Annie do that? What's on your face? Come look in the mirror.
Alright, so they drew on the walls that I just painted.
Oh my God, it's so cruel.
So I'm gonna fix it. At first I tried the magic eraser on its own, it didn't do much, and then alcohol with magic eraser did the magic. The walls were completely dry at that point. I decided that I wasn't going to just keep scrubbing all day long because I would have gotten it all off, but it would be easier for me to just go ahead and give it a couple of more coats of paint just in that area where they painted with the markers. That seemed to have solved the problem, and by the time you will see the after pictures pretty soon, you will not be able to tell that there was any marker there. Back to the shelves, my husband's gonna cut them to size and then hang them. Also, I wanted to share with you that I have finally found the best way, at least for me so far, and the cheapest way to get brackets in case you're into DIY shelving or are planning to do some DIY shelving. I used to spend a lot of money on Home Depot brackets. This time I went with Amazon order and I ordered 16 of them for almost 40 bucks, which comes down to about $2.50 per bracket. That's a great price for these heavy-duty brackets. They're basic looking, but I am happy with them. I'll leave the link in the description in case you're interested. In fact, as I looked around on Amazon, you can buy them even cheaper if you buy a few more from the same shop that I bought them from. Right now it is time to finally clean up the mess, do one more sweep and some final touches, change the blanket on the bed once again. I just want to make sure that no blankets smell like paint. We're probably gonna have some relatives staying in this room for a couple of nights because it is a guest room after all, slash office slash just quiet room. But in the future this is going to be the room for the twins, I think, and then we'll move the bed out of here. But we have a little bit of time to think about it because right now I just want the things to go smoothly and have my next appointment to just confirm that everything is fine. I'm still not comfortable talking about pregnancy since it's not even second trimester, especially that pregnancies with twins normally end really early, meaning that it's probably gonna end up in C-section, but I'm not even ready to think about all of that. Right now, I'm just learning a lot about twin pregnancy as it is and what to do with them when they show up. How do you feed them both? How do you burp them both? And all of those questions. But there is one more thing I did not mention is why I was bleeding in the first place when I thought that I was miscarrying, and that was my placenta. Apparently, it's not a huge reason for concern, or maybe they just can't do anything about it, but I did not get any sense of concern or panic from my doctor, and I definitely learned from this scary accident. It just never happened to me before, and this time is a bit different after all.
But haven't done much healing. It's pretty clear to me. Kinda strange how I can take a beat from my better self. It's like no one else even really scratches the surface. 'Cause nobody gets.
Watching this video back, I realized that I completely forgot to get any kind of curtains for this room. The old ones that were here previously, the kids drew on them with the markers as well, unfortunately, but they needed to be replaced anyway. I have a couple of curtains that I may use here temporarily, and when I get a chance, I'll get nice looking curtains for this room. I got a little leftover paint on the floor because I was not prepared properly. So this is just a wet microfiber cloth, and as long as it's a water-based paint, it comes off the floor just fine. But anyways, it is time for me to show you the after pictures. After that, I wanted to place a couple of pieces of decor on those shelves, and I just grabbed whatever I had on hand at that moment. Just a little lantern as well as a picture. I'll keep changing it around, seeing what looks good, but definitely let me know if you have any suggestions down below in the comment section. I'm gonna show you the final after shot, and then I'm gonna show you the comparison of the before and then the after. Also, if you have anything to say to me or maybe ask me and you don't feel like leaving a public comment here on YouTube, you can send me a direct message on Instagram. I have been absent from social media, but as I'm starting to feel better, I'm hoping to get back on track. Also, this is a vertical picture, but I thought maybe we could make it work in this room, maybe not. Let me know in the comments if you have an opinion. That is going to be all for today's video. I'll see you next week, and I hope you have a great weekend.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my life.
Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. This is Jenia. Today I have a huge cleaning motivation video for you. We're staying in our newly painted kitchen, which I painted in my last video. It used to be brown, now it is white, and it is definitely time for a good cleaning, as well as reorganizing in a couple of cabinets, including my pots and pans cabinet. I just went to Costco, I think just the day before, and I just picked up my Walmart grocery order, walked in and started this video. So a lot of the groceries are on the countertops, and I need to just reorganize everything, put everything in place in the freezer if I need to, unload and load my dishwasher. I need to vacuum and wash my floors and just do everything when it comes to cleaning in the kitchen, and get my pots and pans cabinet, my tea cabinet, and my miscellaneous cabinet in the kitchen back in order, because after a makeover everything is a mess. So I'm gonna start with the pot and pan cabinet, which is missing that lid organizer on the door, and it actually is a small organizer, but it makes a lot of difference in my cabinet. I keep just 3 lids on that organizer, and I have a system that has been working for me without any extra organizers, and I do it by stacking my pots and pans in a certain way, which one of you, my subscribers, suggested to me in the comments, which works for me, and I'll show that to you in just a second. But for now, I'm just gonna hang my lid organizer, and it looks like it's made for 6 lids or 5 lids, but it only holds 3 lids comfortably for me. But that is all I need, so I still use it because I just have some lids that do not go with any pots and pans. Now on my shoulder, please don't mind, I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's a bit of flour, I'm thinking, because I think I was baking on that day, or maybe one of my kids put something on me. But anyways, if you are new to this channel, I am Jenia once again. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 toddlers ages 2 and 3. We have a cat and we have a dog, and I'm also pregnant at the moment in my 2nd trimester. I am pregnant with twins. Not sure how that happened, but definitely excited to meet them in a few months. And right now I feel like I just want to get the house ready, do a couple of room makeovers, complete all of the decluttering and organizing projects in this house. And of course, cleaning motivation is never going anywhere. Cleaning motivation, organizing, decluttering, and an occasional room makeover is what this channel is about. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope you'll come back and see me again. Anyways, back to my organizational method in this cabinet, which one of you suggested in the comment section, and that's basically to find the fitted lids for all of the pots and pans and then store them on top of each other by turning the lid upside down on the bottom one. Obviously store the ones that you use the most in front and the ones that not so much in the back. I prefer to just store them up on top of each other in 2s because I can afford it when it comes to my space, but I think storing them on top of each other in 3s would also be okay. That way you also have your lid ready to go with your pot and pan whenever you need it. I only need that lid organizer because I have a couple of lids that do not fit any of my pots and pans. But anyways, this is much better now. I have a couple of things in the dishwasher. I have one more smaller pot that will go on top of that other one, but this way it's easy for me to reach for everything.
We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed.
Now we're gonna move on to the next cabinet. I need to organize my tea shelf as I just got new teas from Amazon. I have been loving to have a tea before I go to bed in my bed, and so I ordered a variety because I was out, and I gotta tell you, I am in love with this tea. I am in tea heaven now. I didn't know that tea could be that delicious. No wonder they have 5 stars on Amazon. It's not promoted or anything. I paid full price of $25 for these 6 boxes of different teas. I got the decaffeinated ones because I drink them before bed. I'm sure I have tried this brand before. I just was never such a huge tea drinker, but this tea I am in love with, and now I am a tea drinker. So on the shelf I keep my variety of teas as well as the sweetener that I normally use, and I did not get any organizers this time, but maybe next time I'll get something more special. Right now I just wanted to make some space on the shelf for the 6 boxes of tea that I need to somehow fit in here.
You know I'm here to stay every single day. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, 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 I can't believe you love me. Oh, 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 I just feel so lucky. Oh, 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 still can't believe you love me.
I know what you're thinking right now. Is that a mushroom container that she is wiping and putting back onto that shelf? I know you may be thinking it's ridiculous, but I didn't get any new organizers for this organization today, and this plastic thing just fits onto that shelf perfectly. I'll work on that later, okay? I'll get a new organizer or a pretty little container for this shelf, but this works for now. This green powder is matcha powder I'm experimenting with, and I am glad I found the space for the teas. But this is a different day. I'm coming back to the same cabinet, and I want to remove those spices from the bottom shelf. I don't use them here quite so much. I have a main spice cabinet, and this is just like an extra organizer with spices, which is my sort of backup. And I feel like it's taken this precious space in this very important shelf, so I'm gonna remove it from there and put it somewhere into this cabinet, which I need to reorganize because I don't know what's in here. I know that I need to move things around and just make more space for that spice organizer, as well as another thing, which is the dishwasher pods. I prefer to keep on this shelf because we have toddlers and I just have my own personal fears. As you can see, I keep my kitchen knives up on a shelf, as well as my dishwasher pots. That's about it, I think. Just all of the sharp and not so kid-friendly items go up on top. I feel safer that way because sometimes I forget to put that baby-proof lock back on, so I prefer to put most dangerous things up on top.
I wanna hold your body close to me. I wanna take you where you've never been. Swear I won't break your heart and I won't let you down. Yeah, maybe we can dance the night away. You got me feeling like a hurricane.
By putting all of my Ziploc bags, freezer and just a regular, as well as the new fancy ones that I got, all in one container, I found it very space saving. I did not get to the big plastic Ziploc bags quite yet, but I have not felt the need to buy the Ziploc bag organizer quite yet. Forgive my pregnancy brain, I completely forgot to take the close-up after picture of that cabinet as I was finishing up with it, but I think you can see from here that it's much tidier and there is more space to fit more things if I need to. Now again, this is a different day. This is all my groceries on the countertops and all the mess from after the makeover and just regular kitchen mess, which we're going to clean up and just make this kitchen sparkling today. First, I need to take out all of my groceries, put things in place, freeze a couple of things like bread and etc. I got these new Parent Choice fitted crib sheets for toddlers. I've tried multiple brands, but so far I only seem to enjoy the Parent Choice ones. I hope that these are just as good as my other ones that I have been using so far, but if you have any suggestions for good toddler sheets for a fitted bed, I like the thicker ones, hopefully 100% cotton. If you have a suggestion, please leave a comment below, I would appreciate that. But I'm just trying to get all of the sweet stuff out of the way before my kids notice it. While I was in the process of painting the kitchen and doing the complete makeover, which went on for about 3 weeks, my kitchen had no doors on the cabinets and my daughter learned how to just get those cookies with a chair. And the one thing I was actually happy about after finding out about this new favorite activity of hers is that she was working as a team with her 2-year-old brother. She would be getting the supplies for him as well, and then they would share them under the kitchen table. As I unpacked the breads, I think I'm gonna freeze one half and leave the other half in the pantry for us to eat right now.
To think I had plenty of dreams and light in my life. Still my glass was half empty, but you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. My glass was always half empty, but now you're in my life. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out. We have come all this way, love, so I don't see us stopping now. My life's an adventure, 'cause you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. Now my life's an adventure, and you're the reason why. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me.
Just using my DIY cleaner, my go-to, which is 1 part of alcohol, 1 part of vinegar, 1 part of water, and 1 drop of dishwashing soap.
You could never wear me out. Far away from the city lights. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out.
So whenever I go to Costco, I see these envy apples, and they seem to be always a little bit cheaper than all the other apples, and they also don't seem to sell as much. I wonder why. So I started getting them to make my kids apple juice, but then we started just eating them, and they are just as delicious as all the other apples. I don't know what's wrong with them, but in case you go to Costco, maybe give them a try. They are cheaper than others, and they're just as delicious in my opinion.
It's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. With us it's all or nothing. Oh, but guess I need more of you. With us it's all or nothing, but guess I need more of you. You say it during night, but in the morning you just leave. Had to convince my friends this time. Think you're toxic to my mind, but I know they don't know what you're all about. The way you hold my body tight, staying up talking through the night. Yeah, I know they just don't. With us it's all or nothing. Oh, but guess I need more.
So we do have a pretty nice coffee machine, which I normally use from time to time to get my morning coffee, and then I feel like after a few months I just get tired of it, or it just doesn't taste as good for me. I just always found myself enjoying instant coffee more, and I know that the coffee machine coffee is supposed to be a better quality than instant coffee, but whatever, I just love my instant coffee more. So every once in a while I get rid of this coffee machine and then I bring it back, and it just is a never-ending cycle. So I'm going through it right now. I'm switching to my instant coffee and I'm heating my milk on this stove, which is where those little marks come from, because my milk always spills every single morning. I just never seem to catch it in time. It always spills and burns at the stove, so I'm going to be working on that spot today, even though I know I'll spill the milk again tomorrow. But the barkeeper's friend soft cleanser always does a pretty good job with those stains. I also used to be addicted to Starbucks coffee, which I kicked that addiction a couple of months ago, I think when I got pregnant, but that is because I learned how to make my own very delicious coffee, and my way is to put a bunch of milk instead of just water and then a little bit of milk. So if it's the coffee from the coffee machine, I just make a little shot instead of a whole cup of coffee, and if it's my instant coffee, I just add it straight to the milk, which I warm up on the stove, and then add maybe a little bit of water either way, and then I add my coffee creamer just to make it as sweet as I want it to be, and it is delicious. It made all the difference in the world, and I think this is how Starbucks makes a lot of their drinks too. It's just mostly milk, not water, but of course you do your coffee the way you like doing it. I just thought I'd share because I wish I would have known that maybe a year ago, and maybe I am the last dinosaur to discover this way to make my delicious coffee. But if you feel like sharing, feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know if you are or not a coffee drinker, if you like going to Starbucks, or you have your own special way of making your morning coffee, and please feel free to share the recipe.
Able to tell the truth. No one else can see you like I do. All you ever do is say how far you wanna go. Baby, I can tell it's just for show. Every line designed to let me know. You know you're already accepted. To me, you're always picture perfect. You think you're gonna be rejected. Just say you're in love, 'cause so am I. So am I. Say that you are. So am I. Say that you love me. So am I. Say that you are. So am I. Say that you love me. When we are together, you're afraid to hold my hand, trying to understand. What if this doesn't go as planned? So you don't know what it means to be loyal and kind. I know that you're not blind. Tell me what is really on your mind. You know you're already accepted. To me, you're always picture perfect. You think you're gonna be rejected. Just say you're in love, 'cause so.
It is dinner time, but there is not a made from scratch recipe today. Just some broccoli, chicken nuggets, and instant mashed potatoes, which can also be turned into a full balanced dinner for the kids. We were cleaning a lot today, so I didn't have the time to make a dinner from scratch, and sometimes I find myself thinking, what if I had to go to work every day, just like a lot of moms do? I'm sure there are a few of you listening who do that, and you have to probably give your kids to a daycare and then only see them in the evening or whatever your schedule is. I used to work an office job before I had kids, and I don't know if I were able to do that now. because how do you even have time not to only cook but even eat, you know? You only have a couple of hours in the evening, which I would assume you would also want to spend with your kids, and you have a bunch of household chores waiting for you as well. So I do admire you, all of the have to go to work every day moms, but that is of course not to underplay all of the chores and work that stay-at-home moms do. That is a huge job to look after your kids and maintain the household at the same time, and I'm sure we all have a lot on our plates. But yeah, I don't know if I were ever able to just go to work and then manage to also cook from scratch. I can't see that happening ever. But if you're one of those working moms, how do you balance everything?
So am I. There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by. It doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on.
The dishwasher pots, like I mentioned earlier in this video, are going to go into one of the cabinets up on top. I don't like keeping them under the sink while I have small kids.
It's all gone. The feeling is all gone. The feeling is all gone. If I could take you back to my youth and show you what I wish I knew, my will is strong with a place to lean. In the moment I hung desperately, the other ring on my wrist is gold, pairing with the light it holds. When I return from my sleep,
It might not be the prettiest way to organize your under the sink area, but I found it the most practical in my opinion so far, and that idea reminder came from one of you as well. I'm talking about the curtain rod in my under the sink area, and I dry my microfiber cloths before I throw them into a basket. I don't like how they get all smelly and dirty and just, wet laying there under the sink, because I might forget about them for a day or 2 or 3. So I like to dry them and then drop them into my basket, take them upstairs, and then collect them there in the laundry room once I have a full batch of dirty microfiber cloths, and then I wash them all together on a cold wash. And now I'm just wiping my now white cabinets, which didn't used to show me all of those little stains so obviously before. Now that the cabinets are white, I see every single little drop of anything on them. But I gotta say I like it, because I want to be able to see the mess in the kitchen. I don't want it to be invisible. I'm not gonna put off cleaning if I see the mess right in front of me and it's disgusting. So that's just my opinion. If you happen to have white cabinets, I wonder, do you like the fact that you see all the mess on your white cabinets, or would you prefer to just not see it?
it's all gone. It's all gone.
I do like taking this rubber part out just to give it a wipe, and it really does make a huge difference because the first time I ever took it out, it was absolutely disgusting. Plus, this is such an easy thing to do that takes a minute, so I try keeping it clean in there. Now that the sink is done, I'm going to switch to vacuuming and then washing the floors. They're so dirty, I need to give them a good clean. You might have noticed that I am using a different vacuum stick today that was sent to me for a review, and I am not ready to give you a review on it yet since I am still trying it out. It works pretty good on the kitchen floors, but I haven't tried it on my carpet and rug yet. But as I was vacuuming the floor, my kids spilled a little bit of raisins and pumpkin seeds on the floor. And if you are aware, maybe you're a dog owner, that dogs are not supposed to have any raisins. It's extremely bad for them. That is the first thing that we were told when we adopted Boris, our puppy. So if you see him running around and raisins on the floor, don't you worry, I'm watching it. He did not get to have a single raisin. I am vacuuming them up right now. But yeah, did you know that dogs were not supposed to have any raisins whatsoever, ever, never? I got this much mess from just vacuuming the kitchen floor. By this time, the floors were pretty disgusting in the kitchen. I really needed to give them a good wash, double wash, because this is my first cleaning after I had finished the makeover of the kitchen. And not only that, the kitchen floors in our house at least get really, really dirty in no time. We have 2 pets and we have 2 kids, and the door to the backyard is right in the kitchen, so this is the busiest area. They're running in and out, playing in the sand, so the floors in our kitchen get insanely dirty in a really short amount of time. So today I'm using my favorite floor cleaner, Pine Sol. I just really enjoy the smell of that cleaner and the way that the kitchen smells after I wash the floors with Pine Sol. So it felt really nice to get that white kitchen nice and clean, even though it was starting to get late at this point. And I normally never stay up late cleaning the house. I do it during the day most of the time, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I wanted to get the cleaning completed on that day, and also there is one more task that we need to do before I finish the video, and I'll do that in just a second. actually 2 more tasks, not just one. I wanted to clean behind this new potato and onion organizer, and I gotta tell you, I'm not that impressed with it. Do you see how crooked it gets? It's not necessarily broken, but those hooks are not... They always need to be kind of fixed. I can explain it. I gotta lift up this organizer to make it all straight again. I think I'm putting way too many onions on it, but I thought an onion and potato organizer was made to hold potatoes and onions. So even though that part is annoying, I still like this organizer. I still am going to keep it. I just don't know if I want to be recommending it to others. But we're switching to this over the sink dish organizer, which I just love so much, but it's time to get rid of it, and I'll tell you why. I am going to put it into our probably laundry room over our sink over there, and I love this organizer so much. It is such a heavy duty structure. It doesn't shake, doesn't break, it's very sturdy. I think it cost around $70, so it was quite pricey, but it's 100% worth it. It just does not look good on an island. I think it would look much better against a wall. I would definitely recommend this over the sink dish organizer if you have a sink that is next to a wall, not the one that is on an island. I just don't want my dish organizer to be the focal point of the kitchen, and maybe very soon when we double the number of our kids, maybe I'll change my mind on that organizer and bring it back, but for now it's just going to be in the laundry room. I'm never gonna get rid of it. I just love it too much. But you can tell me if you think that the kitchen looks better or worse without the organizer in the middle of the island. But it's time for me to wrap it up today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I can't wait to talk to you in the comment section, and you have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye now. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am Jenia. Today we have another huge decluttering project, but this one is a scary one. This room is so stuffed and cluttered with random things that I am sure you will not believe it is actually the same room after I get done with it. So I'm gonna declutter this room, organize what's needed. I'm going to give it a deep cleaning. In the meanwhile, my husband is building a table for this room, and we're going to turn it into what it's meant to be, which is a dining room. So let me first show you the before shot. First of all, one of my kids spilled some soil on the floor, and I'm going to start with cleaning that up. But to give you a backstory, we moved into this house a few months ago, and this was the spot where all the unpacked boxes went. So even still, there's a couple of unpacked boxes in the corner, which I will be going through today. The rest of the stuff is a mix of kids' toys and activities, my garden supplies, some of the painting supplies, a bunch of seasonal decor such as Christmas decor that I took down but never quite put downstairs to the basement because I don't really have a specific spot for it yet. Then there's all these extra things that come into the house and need to be out of my way, but I don't really have an assigned spot for them yet as well, so I just stick them in here. Whenever I had something lost, I knew it would be somewhere in this room because this is the dumping ground. This was the spot where everything went. Everything and anything. Even the puppy cage is halfway in here. We had adopted a young puppy a few months ago, and this black cage or pen, whatever you call it, was one of his spaces where he would be close to us because it's right next to the kitchen, and at the same time out of everybody's way to have a little bit of privacy. Anyways, this cage is going out of here today. The puppy is old enough. I'm gonna be looking for a place for every single little thing in this room because I know for sure that it does not belong in here. So a bunch of the stuff today will be unpacked, decluttered, sorted through, and whatever does belong in this house will be assigned a home, and that's where it will go. Anyways guys, if you are new to this channel, I am Jenia. I am a Russian wife to an American husband. After living in a lot of different places for a few years here and there, I left New Jersey and moved to the state of Georgia. Then I met my now husband. We got married and had 2 kids. My daughter is 3 years old, my son is 2, and I am currently pregnant with 2 more babies. So I am waiting for it to get a little more crazy. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done. As I mentioned, we moved into this house about 7 months ago. So there's so many projects, room makeovers, painting projects, decluttering, organizing, just making this house more functional projects. I have all of them on my to-do list and I thought I had all the time in the world, but life is unpredictable. So now I have to get as much done as I can in a few months to come. Of course, my projects will always be coming even after the babies get here, but I just don't know how much I will be able to get done with them. I know that there will be a lot of cleaning and organizing motivation when they get here, but all the big stuff I'm trying to get out of the way right now. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video and let me know in the comment section what you have on your plate today. I'd love to hear what you have going on if you have started your spring cleaning yet. We are going to be doing that today in this video towards the end, but I am definitely looking forward to starting my first spring cleaning in this house, and that will be coming in one of the next videos. But as of right now, I'm just trying to declutter this table, and after that's done, I'm going to switch to the other side of the room and declutter that huge standing shelf.
I really hope this moment never ends. Can we pretend that time is frozen? 'Cause it's to my heart and you know what I want is you. Where's you? I wanna say that all I want is you now. Maybe we can dance the night away. That's what I wanna do now. I want you to stay right here with me. Stay with me. Think I've got fire running through my veins. 'Cause when you touch me, I must understand. I don't know what it is you do to me. No way, just dancing in this burning room. There's something in the way you look at me.
I have a bunch of boxes in the corner. Altogether, I have about 3 of them, I think. Those are the leftover boxes that I still have not unpacked since we moved into this house. And so this one is filled with pictures that I wrapped in towels. As I'm going through the frames, some of them I'm going to have to throw away. I had bought a few of them from the dollar store and they broke right away. But all the other picture frames, I don't know where we got them from, but we have a bunch and I never bought a single picture frame except for those few from the dollar store. I keep telling myself day after day that I'm just going to get all of the right size pictures and put them into those frames, all of those frames that we have, and then hang them, but it just never happens. I feel like it's just not my thing. Honestly, picking out pictures, printing them out, putting them into the frames, and then hanging them sounds like a lot of work to me. It's just something that is not my favorite thing.
Think I've got fire running through my veins.
Everything that's to do with Christmas and for some reason is still in this room, I'm just throwing into those plastic bags, and then I'm gonna take it downstairs to the basement where I now have a spot for Christmas decor.
There's something in the way you look at me that tells me you are.
About halfway through this decluttering, I started realizing that about a third of all this clutter in this room were my kids' things. Things like toys, crafts, and just activities. Because they do most of them in the kitchen while I cook or while we are just in the kitchen. Whenever they're done with, let's say, painting, I would just stick the painting supplies onto this big shelf behind me. Also, those little toys that they always run around with, I would hate any of those on the kitchen floor. First of all, because it's the kitchen. Second of all, because it's the puppy's free zone and he cannot chew on any of that. So we put the gates all around the kitchen so the puppy would stay inside. So whenever I would catch something like that, I would just put it away into this room again. I would have a gate so the puppy wouldn't be free running here just by himself. And while all of that going on, me trying to keep the puppy away from any small objects, as well as trying to get any extra stuff out of the way from the kitchen, this room in the meanwhile was getting more and more cluttered. Of course, it wasn't helping that I never got a designated space for my kids' arts and crafts. So I would just try to stick it all into one container, and then I would forget which container it was, and then I would get a different container. That way, everything just got into a mess. I don't know, maybe I don't need to tell you how clutter happens, but I finally did get a Walmart organizer, little plastic one for their arts and crafts for here downstairs. So I now will have a spot where all of that goes, and I hope that will make a difference.
Go out and find your way. Don't let them take your soul away. Not a week, not a single day. Hold true to what you wanna be. Never let go, and here's the key. Be you, yeah, only you.
As I was done with decluttering this table, I wanted to give it a wipe, so I was using my all-purpose cleaner, which has a little bit of dishwashing soap. I think this is why it started looking white when I was wiping it. I was really quite confused, so I kept doing it for about 5 times, and then I decided to just skip the cleaner and just use water instead. So after about 3 times of me wiping it with a clean cloth and only water, it became clear again. I love that all-purpose cleaner. It's 1 part alcohol, 1 part water, and 1 part vinegar, and then just 1 or maybe 2 drops of dishwashing soap. And I do use it everywhere, however, this never happened to me before.
Take your soul away. Not a week, not a single day. Hold true to what you wanna be. Never let go, and here's the key. Be you, yeah, only you, only you. Be you, yeah, only you, only you.
So I've got this big over-the-door organizer. However, I don't really have any doors near the kitchen. They call it a can organizer. I think it's mostly for cans, but I don't see why I couldn't use it for something else. So as soon as I find an available door for it and a good place, I'm gonna hang it and use it. And until then, I'm gonna put it into the basement.
Only you. Don't let them take your soul away. Not a week, not a single day. Hold true to what you wanna be. Never let go, and here's the key. Be you, yeah, only you, only you. Be you, yeah, only you, only you. Don't let them take your soul.
You're definitely gonna see me in 1,000 different outfits today. As always, I didn't complete a big project in one day. That almost never happens with me. This project took me, I think, about 3 days. However, I always find that I change my outfits throughout the day, also about 2 times or so. And that's mostly why it looks like I show up in a different outfit in every single scene.
Never let go, and here's the key. Be you, yeah, only you, only you.
And now that this side of the room and this table is decluttered, I just have those little white drawers that I am not sure quite where they're going to end up in this house, and I don't want to stick them in the basement and forget about them, so I'll find a place for those later. But now it is time to turn around and declutter that huge standing shelf behind me. Different outfit yet again.
I look in the mirror, who's looking back at me? I don't know what happened, guess we weren't meant to be. I know we had problems, I thought we could fix them, but we got tired. There's nothing left to do but to say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Baby, you and me, we're so messed up together. Even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could do. Even though it hurts right now, we will make it through. it's you. We were like fireworks, thought nothing could break us. But oh, how we got burned. Look at us now, we scream, we fight, and no one knows the reason. We're both getting out of line. Now say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew.
At this point, I started to feel like I could breathe easier in this room already. Quite a few of you asked me in the comments what is going on with this room, what did we turn it into? And quite honestly, I was really embarrassed to show it on camera because of this situation. So here you go, I decided to just turn it into a decluttering video, and it is just such a great feeling, such a relief to get something decluttered that got to this stage. Since we moved in here, I've been trying to take one project at a time and one room at a time or one area at a time to organize the house over time and make it functional for us. It doesn't matter that it took me months, I just wanted to not overwhelm myself, but now I am pretty much almost there. The two main reasons clutter happens in my house at least is number one is there's too much stuff, and number two is when that stuff that you need does not have a home. That is a big one for me. This room was containing everything that did not have a home. But anyways, as I was going through that big shelf behind me, I put everything that belonged to my kids on this table. So I'm gonna be going through all of this kids stuff, and as I go through it, I'm gonna pick out some crafts that I want to keep here near the kitchen. I'm gonna stick them into that plastic new organizer, and the rest, together with refills and backups, I'm gonna take into their playroom. I'm gonna store all of that out of their reach. Since my son is 2 and my daughter is 3, they're not old enough in my opinion to do crafts by themselves.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough for you.
So now I'm gonna throw everything out of those containers onto that table and go through all of the little pieces. And once again, everything on this table, about 80% of it, is just the kids' stuff, the small kids' stuff that's left over in this room.
This is goodbye, bye, bye. LA made you crazy, crazy, yeah, yeah. I see your stories and I can't believe all the people you meet. Think you belong with everybody else, but you belong with me. And there's nothing I can do, cause you don't see straight when it comes to her. No, she's gonna eat you up whole and spit you out, and then you'll be free. Every piece.
I know this video is sped up, but I also had to work pretty fast in real life because whenever you organize the kids' stuff and the kids are present, that's not an easy thing to do.
Crazy, crazy, yeah, yeah. You don't care what's real no more. No, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. This is goodbye, bye, bye. LA made you crazy, crazy, yeah, yeah. You don't care what's real no more. No, you don't want me anymore. You only want what you can afford. Don't I make you feel something? Or maybe you can't feel anything.
There are always old electronics, old phones, old remote controls that you're not really using, but you're not sure if you can throw them away. I'm gonna assign a container to those. I thought I was gonna be able to keep them in one place in the kitchen, but that never happened. I always see my son running around with them. So obviously I'm just gonna put them out of the way. And now as this room has become invisible, you can actually see that there is a room in here. I'm gonna get all of the leftovers out of here and start cleaning this room. I think this room is so beautiful. It's got 2 big windows, and honestly I was just hoping to maybe assign a little corner in here just for my plants. I'm starting my garden and the seedlings are inside the house. I can't put them into the basement. I don't want to clutter the kitchen with my seedlings either, and I always have something growing, so maybe I'll invest into a little shelf by the window. I don't want it to look messy, but that's what gardening is. It actually doesn't always look as pretty as it is on Instagram. So I'm going through different ideas and solutions in my head how to fit a little gardening center in here. I'd have to have a garden light in here as well. If I figure something out, I will definitely let you know in one of my videos, and if you have any ideas or maybe suggestions, definitely do let me know in the comment section as well. As you can see, there's a little light attached to the left of this big shelf. That's a garden light that I use for my plants. I'm gonna be using that pretty soon, and I'm gonna leave that one in here. I know it's not very pretty, but then again, we live here. I can't always have the house as a cover of a magazine, and I don't consider myself a good decorator either. But what I can say is that I do get plenty of ideas from you guys. So if you have something that pops into your mind, especially after you see how this room is going to end up today, what space is still going to be available, feel free to let me know. And as of right now, my husband has started building a table for this room by himself. He's not into woodworking or anything, and he works all the time, so he did that on his free time in the evenings. And we could definitely find a good deal and buy a table from Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, but he decided to build it himself because I think he just wanted to put a little bit of personal touch into this room, I guess, and just build a table that we actually want, the size that we want, and of course we saved a lot of money. But we'll get to the table in just a few minutes. I still need to do some deep cleaning. I'm going to wash the floors here, get the room ready for the table, and then after we bring in the table, I'm going to deep clean the windows and the screens. I'm gonna take the screens outside. The weather is amazing, and I'm officially starting spring cleaning here.
You are like me, and I am like you. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. You don't have to be ready. It's been raining for days now, been running like a child. Can't feel the cold. Well, I'm lost here with you, lost in the woods, lost as I should. I barely see the sky now, we're safe under the trees. You tell me about your secrets, and I'm falling madly. You'll catch me right, I'll be alright. It's all that matters really, as long as you'll be as crazy.
If I put something on the shelf, I decided to just put it into containers from now on. Containers or pretty baskets. I think that looks much better. So this is the empty room for now. We're going to go downstairs to the basement and see what my husband is building. This table cost us under $100, $65 to be exact, but I'm not sure if he was counting what he was counting. But the one thing he never got to building is the benches that will come with the table. So he will build them in the near future, just not in today's video. We had to get this table out of here and into the dining room because we had some family come over for my son's second birthday, and so far we never had a table to sit anybody. Every time we would have somebody come over to this house, we would just sit wherever. So I am so excited to actually have a dining table, and a dining table that is going to be located in an uncluttered dining room. Anyways, this is one of the legs to the table.
As long as you stay crazy, shadows will guide us where we've never been before. Run so I act like no one knows me, while backing with my eyelids closed. Yeah, my phone, I think I like it. I don't control. Once I act like no one knows me, while backing with my eyelids closed. Nothing that I change about this moment forevermore.
So that's the base for the table. This is the top for the table. Now my husband is gonna put a bunch of stain on it to wait for it to dry, and here is a few days later he's bringing it upstairs. It was easier to put it together upstairs, obviously because the table is extremely heavy. We are using a bench that I built for our bedroom and a couple of chairs from the kitchen. This is not the plan though. Hold on, the room is not quite finished yet. I'm going to first show you what the windows look like when I open them. No, I have not cleaned them in this house yet. This is the first time for me opening up these windows, and I'm gonna do my best to get those windows as clean as I can today. I'm gonna be bringing out my steam cleaner, take the screens outside and give them a good spray with dishwashing soap. But the only thing is I can't get to the outside of the windows because it is pretty high from the ground. I don't have any equipment set up for that yet, but I'll do my best job for today.
Ever would have believed them, no reason. Sometimes the truth is hard to see, but never, never, ever seemed to be over. I saw her, so I'm happy I got freed. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. I won, got it done. Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I won't let the door hit when I leave. Should've known by your rap sheet that you weren't nice, but now I am telling you I'm going to smile.
Just using a couple of drops of dishwashing soap with warm water, trying to keep it simple and get it done. Have you guys started your spring cleaning yet? Is there even spring where you're located yet or not? We are here in the state of Georgia. It's definitely warming up and it's time for me to start my garden. I've never ever been as excited as I am this year because this is the first spring and practically summer in this house. And even though I don't have that much of gardening experience, just a couple of years, I never really had any gardening space, so this is why it's so exciting for me. But I'm not trying to put a lot of pressure on myself and just grow everything from scratch. I don't know anything about gardening so far. I've had some luck with cucumbers, but not even with tomatoes yet. So I'm not really a professional gardener, but very, very eager to learn, and it's just such a mental therapy for me. I can't believe I didn't know that I liked gardening until a couple of years ago. So how about you? What is your mental therapy? What takes your mind so much away from everything and you just lose track of time and you just wish you wouldn't have to stop whatever it is that you're enjoying doing so much? If you have such a thing, such a hobby, such an activity that you love so much, I definitely love to hear what it is, so feel free to let me know in the comments.
Lucky, lucky, lucky. I won't let the door hit when I leave. I guess that I was born beneath a very lucky star, and in a week or two I won't remember who you are. I guess that I was born beneath
There's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go.
Just spraying some vinegar on the outside of the windows and getting as much as I can. There's a lot of spider web. This is why I'm cringing. I definitely cannot stand anything with more than 4 legs. So this was not my favorite thing, but oh my gosh, it feels so satisfying and so great to have something done, to have something disgusting cleaned.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb.
So I just sprayed the screens with Dawn Power Wash, and then I ran out of it, so I continued with some Dawn dishwashing soap and some warm water solution.
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond dawn. A bigger scale, the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way.
At some point I thought it would be easier for me to just put them on the porch and spray them when they're laying down. I thought the soap would wash off easier that way, and also I would spray off the porch because we haven't had rain in a while. And this one might not sound pleasant, but our puppy prefers half the time to pee on the porch instead of running down the stairs, and maybe that's what dogs are supposed to do. I'm not sure. This is my first dog, but I personally don't enjoy seeing that, and I could not wait to spray that porch down.
We go easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
We're back in the dining room, and this time we are done. I'm just going to put the screens back in and show you the after pictures. I am obsessed with the way it turned out. However, there is still a little planting station or a little corner that I still need to figure out what to do with. But anyways, let me first show you how it turned out, and then I'll show you the before together with the after to compare. I personally find those satisfying. I'm a bit obsessed with how this room turned out. However, you are about to see my red cups with my seedlings, which I just could not think of anywhere else to put them, and they are on that plastic organizer with my kids' crafts. For now that works, but let's see the befores and the afters. I was hoping it would be easy enough for you to distinguish the before and the after without me walking you through. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think, how your day is going, and are you planning to start spring cleaning? But for now, I'll see you in my next video next week, and have a good weekend. Bye bye now. Hey guys, this is Jenia. I hope you're doing great. In today's video, I have a bunch of cleaning, especially deep cleaning, a bunch of laundry to fold, and some organization to sprinkle on top. I finally got myself the deep cleaning machine for carpets and upholstery. I can't wait to share with you just how much dirt that machine is going to take out of just a couple of things that I managed to clean in this video. Best purchase ever. But we'll be doing some more deep cleaning, including my laundry room, my washing machine, and the dryer, just the laundry room in general. Of course, I don't need to explain the laundry to you. There's a bunch, and there's a little bit of organization on a kitchen shelf that we need to do because I got my little organizer. I will be starting in the laundry room. I'm gonna tidy it up a little bit first and then get to deep cleaning. I wanted to get all of the nasty corners inside the washing machine, the things and places in the washing machine that are hard to get to, so I will be bringing out my Bissell Steam Shot. I've had that on my to-do list for a while, so today is the day. If you have visited visited my channel before, you probably are aware that I am pregnant with twins, and I also like to do things on a budget whenever I can. And since these twins are unexpected, we didn't really have any serious baby stuff. We kind of donated a lot of it, except for some clothes. So now I am having to buy all of those things once again, but times two, starting from the bed cribs to car seats and even a new car that we now have to buy that can fit all of the babies. So all of those things I am trying to get from Facebook Marketplace if I can, with the exception of the car, of course. So far I have got a couple, there is many more to go. And when it comes to furniture, especially if it's something soft that's got fabric on it, of course I want to clean it really well, which is why I got myself that deep cleaner, the Bissell upholstery and carpet cleaner. Last week I got myself a rocking chair for the babies, you know, with the footrest. So in today's video I will be deep cleaning that chair. But then of course the car seats and things like that, especially when it comes to the baby stuff, of course you want to deep clean it if you can, if it had been used by somebody before. And of course, used or not, all of the mattresses in the house, couches and chairs, anything that can be cleaned with that machine. I just can't wait to get to it. All of a sudden my to-do list became twice as long, but I can't wait to get the whole house deep cleaned, hopefully before the babies arrive. And of course, once again, if you're new, I am Jenia. I am a mom of 2 toddlers, ages 2 and 3. My husband goes to work and I stay at home, make cleaning videos, a lot of organization, decluttering, and sometimes a DIY project, especially a room makeover, and especially lately. So if you enjoyed today's video, I wish to see you here again. And if you have any questions or anything to say to me, always feel free to leave a comment. I love reading comments from you. And other than that, I will be talking to you throughout this video.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in all conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
A couple of videos back, I completely repainted my kitchen white, and it used to have this black organizer, the one that you see over the sink here in the laundry room, and I used to have it in my island in the kitchen. It's just after I painted it, it just really looked wrong there, kind of. A lot of you were really happy that I removed it from the island, so this is where it lives now, in the laundry room. I love this organizer, and really if I had a sink next to a wall, I would use it in the kitchen, but here it's doing much better than in the kitchen. It's great to have a sink in your laundry room, especially just an extra sink upstairs. I'm really grateful for that. I've never had a sink in my laundry room. I'm still getting used to it. As you may know, we moved into this house a little less than a year ago. We are redoing a lot of things in some rooms. We're growing as a family and we're planning to stay in this house for a while, so we'd like to make it our own. As you can see here, I am struggling with the dog hair, and the best solution so far I found is just the paper towels for that. I don't like overusing paper towels because they're pricey, but for hair I think it's the best solution. One of you recommended in the comment section to me. I'm new to having a puppy. He has been with us about 6 months, and right now I'm dealing with just trying to figure out how to clean hair, where the hair goes. The puppy is not even allowed to come upstairs, but yet I am dealing with a bunch of hair here in the laundry room, and I think the hairs are coming from the bedding. Whenever I wash it, the bedding that is in his dog bed or his cage, he's not that hairy of a puppy, but the hair pretty much collects here in the laundry room, I've noticed, so I will be taking care of that today.
Glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me want.
This lint collector in the dryer, if that's what it's called, that's what I call it. I've decided to give it a little clean. I've seen people cleaning it with just some dishwashing soap, so I'm gonna soak it in this bucket. I just want to make it a little bit cleaner, but I do not want to go crazy over it. It is there to collect dust after all. I could have soaked the whole thing, but I didn't really want to fill up the whole sink with the soapy water, plus I didn't have the plug for the sink, and I didn't really feel like taking it to the kitchen and filling up that sink with soapy soapy water and soaking it over there, so as clean as I can get it. This way is just good enough for me. Now switching to the washing machine, I can't stand those places that they're hard to get to. They are not impossible to get to, but they're pretty hard to get to with just your hands. So I decided to bring in my Bissell Steam Shot and of course get to all the other corners in the washing machine. The Bissell Steam Shot did a great job. I was having that on my to-do list for a while now, and finally I got to it. This washing machine is probably the hardest working device in this house, and yet it never gets cleaned. I've cleaned it with vinegar and baking soda, but I never really got into those places that I'm getting into today.
Time away from you, I didn't think I'd make it without you by my side. Let me feel your love again, just the two of us, and we could stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night. Everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my hand.
I was at Home Depot and just grabbed this cleaner the other day, so I decided to give it a try. I think it's enough for about 3 times to clean your washing machine instead of using the regular vinegar and baking soda like a lot of people do to clean their washing machines. So this cleaner does the job of cleaning the washing machine inside. You just gotta run an empty cycle on hot water. I also know that you can buy washing machine cleaners that can be used while you're doing your laundry, but this one is not one of those because I read the directions. It said that I could not have any clothes, basically no laundry, just empty washing machine. But some of those, yeah, you can do your washing machine cleaning together with your laundry. Just gotta read the directions. And while I'm running that empty cycle and have a bunch of laundry waiting to be washed next, I'm going to attend to the floors because I was really surprised to see all of that hair on the floors, especially in the corners. So I'm going to vacuum it with my little vacuum, then wipe the baseboards, and then I'm gonna give the floors a wet wipe with the Swiffer mop. As we're getting done with the laundry room, we're going to switch to that new rocking chair that I got for feeding my babies. Got it from Facebook Marketplace and I really wanted it, but nobody has really been using it or sitting on it except for my cat so far, because as you can see, it's pretty dirty, it needs a cleaning, and I'm assuming those covers are filled with foam. Luckily, they're easy to take off, but they're not safe to put into the washing machine as far as I know if they're filled with foam. And so I am going to use my upholstery cleaner on them today, if my kitty of course lets me. Excuse me, can I wash the chair? Yeah, can I wash the chair? Thank you. So this is the Bissell Little Green Pro carpet and upholstery cleaning machine that I got from Amazon for $145. And like I mentioned already, I don't mean to get annoying, but I am just so happy that I got it. This is about time. After you see how much dirt it gets out just out of this chair and then out of a little mark on my carpet. I'm sure you've seen that in other cleaning videos, but I beg you not to throw up. It's just disgusting what we have in our homes that we can't see every day, you know? The dirt is just hiding. Sometimes you can smell it, but sometimes you can't. I also already had a little bit of water in this cleaner because I tested a little spot on my couch, that black one. It's a brand new couch we got from Costco for a really good deal. And I know that a lot of couches you cannot just clean with anything. You're supposed to look up the code on the care tag of the couch and see what letter it says. If it's an X, that means you can't really use any cleaners other than water and a light brushing of the couch. And to be honest with you, I was looking for that care tag and I could not find it. So I decided to just pick a little spot that my kids got dirty on that couch and tried that spot, and it did just fine. The couch still looks great, but there was already dirt coming out of it. I did clean it by hands the other day with just alcohol and baking soda. I just wanted to disinfect it and clean up some spots that my kids messed up on the couch. So while that works, I really wanted this cleaner for a long time and I'm so glad I got it. So the couch is next on the list, just not in today's video.
Out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all been a waste of time. It's all been a waste of time. How could somebody be with someone else if you can't be by yourself? Yeah. I got my problems. Lately I've been fading out.
So I did deep clean each cushion on each side and 2 times on the side that you're actually touching with your body. And this little footrest, I think I cleaned it like 3 times because it was the dirtiest. And after that, I still have one spot on my rug to clean. And then after that, we're going to organize a little shelf in the kitchen and of course, switch to laundry.
I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all
Okay, we're now moving to that spot on the rug. I think it's chalk, I'm not quite sure. This spot has been here for a few weeks. I just couldn't bring myself to start scrubbing it, and it's pretty ingrained in the rug by now. But I was extremely curious to see if this machine will get the spot out, or maybe at least most of the spot. The machine came with 2 brushes. One is kind of regular one from my understanding, and the other one is more heavy duty one, especially for rugs and carpets. So far I have been using the same regular brush as I used on the chair, and it made a lot of difference, as you can see. And now I'm going to switch to deep cleaning tool and see if we can get the rest out. However, I think this is about it. This is just as clean as this rug can get. I mean, that spot was really hard to get out, but let's see if you see any difference. To me, it's now pretty much invisible. If you didn't know that there was a spot there, you probably would not notice anything.
it's all been a waste of time.
So yeah, as you can see, there's still that blue line. It's not perfect, but it's much better. I can just pretend like there is nothing there. Maybe I'll scrub it a little bit more another day, but I was done. Look at this water. Oh my god, this is disgusting. This is just from the chair mostly, plus that little spot on the rug, and plus a little spot on my couch that I did at first. But we're now switching to the kitchen shelf that I was talking about before. I need to reorganize it a little bit because those plates that I use on a daily basis, the baby plates, driving me crazy because they're just stacked on top of each other. So I got that little organizer for $8 from Walmart. So I'm gonna take everything out, wash the shelf, change the liner, and just reorganize it just a little bit so to make my life more comfortable. can't help myself but always leave a little bit of extra space or a little extra spot that's empty whenever I organize something. It seems like there are always things that come into the house, and while I try to implement the one in and one out rule as much as I can, it just doesn't happen all the time, and so I prefer to always leave a little bit of extra empty space if I can. So I'm sure that little empty spot is going to be taken soon. Anyways, we're now moving to do the laundry. It's my favorite when there is a big part of sheets and towels. They're the bulkiest and the easiest to put away, so let's hope there is mostly just sheets and towels then. But of course, that's not going to be the case. That's too good to be true. So I'm just gonna start doing what I normally do, which is separating the laundry by the people in the household, while having an extra pile of just sheets and towels and another extra pile of everybody's socks. If I have anything miscellaneous or something that I want to do off the camera, I'm just gonna throw it on the floor. There is a little basket there, and then once it's all separated, I'm going to start folding it. While we all know that one laundry a day keeps the mountain away, I try to live by that rule as much as I can, but that hardly ever happens, and that is unfortunate. But whenever I do catch myself doing one laundry a day for a few days in a row, that definitely makes a huge difference, and this bed is just empty. While some people prefer doing it once a week, I can't do that. I find myself running out of clothes really fast. Not just me, obviously, everybody else runs out of clothes really fast. So yes, I'm a believer in a little bit at a time makes a huge difference in the end. You might have also noticed there was a huge pile of just stuff on the floor, and all of that is just new stuff, new clothes, new towels, whatever I bought or whatever we were given for the twins. All of that I am just leaving there because I need to take all of the tags off and then wash it all together, and I was hoping to do it in this video, but I didn't get to it.
Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring.
Yes, I know there are many ways to keep your socks white and just make them white again by bleaching them, using the whitening OxiClean, baking soda, etc. But I prefer to just not deal with it. Once they're brownish, I just throw them away. To not deal with them, I just don't buy white socks, period. But we probably all have those people in our families who give us socks for special occasions like Christmas, and that's probably how we end up with white socks. I'm not even sure how they crawl back into the house, but anyway, I prefer not to deal with them. But right now I'm just going through that drawer where I keep all of the unmatched socks. I just seem to throw them in there lately, and after every time of folding laundry, I try to match those socks up, and then every once in a while I try to go through all of the unmatched socks and throw away whatever just doesn't seem to have a pair.
But I'll be damned if I'm not a fool. Here's what you don't know. Feelings, they grow slow. I've just been caring for mine. Now I can feel it. Now I believe it. Baby, tonight is the night. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell you that I'm not giving up. In the name of love, I'm not giving up yet on you. In the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love. You think you know me? Say I'm as cold-hearted as they come. You think I'm slowly, no, 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 cutting my ties with you, that I'm done. But I'm not done. I'm gonna call you up in the name of love. Gonna call you up and tell
Okay, I know what you might be thinking, the back of my son's pants, but that one is just dirt. He just came back from outside, and there is a little hill outside that him and his sister like sliding down just because kids are kids, and that's what it is on his pants. But this is my daughter's clothes that I just folded, so I'm heading to her room to put it away.
in the name of love, in the name of love.
Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days lost in the
Right now I'm folding my son's clothes and he is actually taking a nap at the moment, so I'm not going to take it to his room. I'm just going to put it into a container. Somehow the dog ended up upstairs. He always does, but he's not supposed to be upstairs. For those who have been asking and telling me that Boris has grown, yeah, he is doing great, and my daughter and him are best friends. She is with him playing outside all of the time. The theory that we had of getting a puppy and have them grow up together with the kids came true. They really are growing up together and hanging outside all of the time with my son as well. And of course, there are crazy moments when the dog is just, he's just another baby, obviously. But at the end of the day, any kind of misbehavior all pays off when I look at them just having fun together. Plus, I believe that Boris the puppy is going to be more manageable as he grows up a little bit more. He is about 6 months old, I believe, but he does know some basic commands like sit down or leave it. And since I myself have never had a dog of my own before, I find that training a dog feels very rewarding. When you teach a puppy a command and he starts understanding it, it's like having a conversation with him and speaking the same language. It just feels so great. And I'm sure most of you already own dogs, but yes, the dog is doing great in our family, and him and the cat are developing a relationship, I believe. They're just running around. The cat runs away from the dog, but I don't think she's scared. Anyways, those are all just little details, but everybody is happy. As I am getting ready to transform this room within a few months into the twins nursery, I'm gonna need to empty the closet in the twins nursery and just rearrange all of the closets in the house. So right now I'm just trying to put all of the bedding and sheets into the room that it actually belongs in and not in the linen closet, just to free up some space in the linen closet because I have more plans for it. So I already keep my son's blankets and his toddler sheets in his room. My daughter's sheets are now gonna be kept in her room, and the same with our master bedroom sheets as well. I already made a drawer for it in our master bedroom, and that's where they live. I've been wanting to try this way for a long time. Please let me know if you do the same, or how do you organize your linen closet? In fact, what do you put in your linen closet? Is it towels and sheets and blankets? Do you limit it to just one category, or do you have more categories in your linen closet? Of course, we all have different size houses, different size closets. Some people might not even have a closet to store their linen in, but I have been wanting to try this way for quite a while now, to keep the bedding in each room separately, and I will let you know if that works out for me. I hope that it will. Right now I'm just gonna put away my husband's clothes. For the first time I was trying to do some sort of color coding here. I don't do it with my clothes because it's pretty much all black, but my husband has a lot of shirts and they all seem to be sort of a different color, so I decided to just try and organize them by color just a little bit, as much as I could. You might not see the difference though. I'm just working on the short sleeve shirts. The last pile of laundry here is my pile, and it always happens to be the smallest, and I'm going to be done with it in just a second as we're coming to the end of this video. Please let me know in the comment section if you feel like it. What kind of project are you looking forward to? Whether it be cleaning project, organizing, or decluttering, I'd like to know. A lot of times it actually reminds me of what I should be doing as well, or at least put it on my to-do list. I also hope that your pets and families are doing great and are healthy, and I wish you a a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye now.